IShowSpeed, one of the biggest streamers in the entire world, is currently streaming in China right now, and I am both optimistic and a little nervous about this. Here's why. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cameron, or you can also call me by my Chinese name, Kamelong. So for those of you who don't know, I live in Chengdu, China, and right now I am in the Xinjiang district, I believe, or just on the border of it, going into the Qingyang district. So today, got pretty lucky with the weather actually. It is typically quite cloudy here in Chengdu, so it's really nice to have some sun out here. So I'm gonna walk with you guys and we're gonna talk about the IShowSpeed situation of him streaming in China. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you probably were searching up IShowSpeed, or you just know about him in general and this came up in your recommendations. If you don't know who IShowSpeed is, he is one of the biggest streamers in the entire world, and he has millions and millions of followers on many different platforms such as YouTube and Instagram. And currently he is streaming in China, which is all the rage right now. So again, if you don't know IShowSpeed, just quickly now, he is really known for his super high energy. I actually don't know the exact Chinese name that he has here in China, but I know it translates to something like hyperthyroid or something like that, because he's always so high energy, always so excited, always screaming. You know, he's always like doing that facial expression where his eyes are like, look like they're popping out of his skull. But anyways, he's actually quite popular here in China, which I didn't know up until he started live streaming here. So yeah, IShowSpeed, he has a very, I would say, chaotic style of streaming, especially back in his early days. I know when he was a lot younger, maybe like 17-ish, he amassed a big following from, again, his high energy, his like sudden outbursts of screaming and just like destroying things. I'm pretty sure there was a video where he like set off fireworks in his room, which was absolutely insane. But since then, he's been kind of growing out of his bubble of streaming in his room. He does a lot of traveling abroad now. He does a lot of streaming in different countries. I know that he was in Japan at one point. He was in South Korea and also South America, as well as Europe. So I don't know if you've been watching his streams in China, but I've been keeping up with them a little bit, and they are entertaining to say the least. It really reminds me of my first time traveling to China in April 2024, so last year, but definitely in a much more high impact way, you know, like speed style. So it's kind of cool to see somebody experience China for the first time, especially on his caliber, I guess. So as I film this right now, I believe Speed is currently in Chongqing, China, which is my favorite city in China and where my girlfriend is from. Before that, he was in Chengdu, which again is a city that I live in. And man, it was just so surreal. Yeah, it was so interesting seeing him eat, you know, Chengdu hot pot for the first time. Or there's this drink that I really like here. It's called whey, which is like kind of like a plant-based protein drink, but he really liked that. So it's kind of cool seeing him experience these things the first time, like I have as well. And if you've been to China, I'm sure you know, it's probably cool to see him experience those things as well. Yeah, I would say one of the most entertaining parts of his whole entire stream was where he was training with his Kung Fu master. And I think that was one of the most viral parts of the whole stream too. It was just so crazy, chaotic, very much speed style, lots of screaming. You know, there's this one part where the master had one of the other masters at the temple or training ground hit Speed on the back with a wooden stick, and Speed, in typical Speed style, kind of just over-exaggerated the whole situation, lots of screaming and whatnot. But the masters were very patient with him, which I thought was very cool and also kind of expected. I mean, Chinese people in general, I think, are very patient, especially with foreigners. They're very welcoming and whatnot, and understand they might not fully understand their culture, right? So yeah, they were pretty patient overall. And I think, I don't know, maybe they were briefed beforehand on who he is and they were expecting him to have these kind of like blow up, exaggerated kind of like moments. But regardless, it was so cool to see. I know this master and Speed, now they're like friends apparently, which is pretty cool. And I think the whole thing overall was pretty tasteful. But that was like definitely one of the most standout moments of the stream. I think other than, you know, a couple of those standout moment clips, I think overall the thing that kind of surprised me the most is just the amount of crowds surrounding him as he's streaming. I knew that he had fans here, but man, the amount of crowds you'll see around him in his streams. He has like his whole bodyguards creating like a bubble or a circle around him so that people can't get to him. It's just like, it's chaotic, but it's so cool to see. There could be a bit of like a viral type of energy there as well, because he is kind of blowing up right now on Chinese social media. So people who maybe weren't fans of him before definitely know him now, because on apps such as Douyin, which is Chinese TikTok, or Xiaohongshu, which is Red Note, there's a lot of like viral clips on there, and a lot of people are learning about speed. So I think because of that, these crowds are getting bigger and bigger and bigger everywhere he goes, and it's yeah, still pretty surprising. So it's really cool to see, and I mean, to be honest, even myself, I was tempted to go find him when he was in Chengdu, because I actually recognized the areas that he was in, and I was talking to Lulu, my girlfriend, and I was like, maybe we should go see if we can meet Speed. But when we saw those crowds, we were just like, you know what? Not worth it. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But it was still cool to tune in live and kind of watch him while he was here. The other thing that really surprised me from his streams is simply just how steady the streaming quality is here in China. As probably a lot of you know, China has the Great Firewall, as they call it. So a lot of apps or websites from abroad, they're blocked here in China. And you can obviously get past that using VPN. A lot of people use them here, you know, despite what you heard about VPNs being illegal, this or that. No, a lot of people use them here. So there are a lot of people in China currently live streaming Speed through VPN. That's just the fact of the situation. Anyways, Great Firewall aside, what I want to talk about is like the quality of the stream. It's been like pretty much crisp, as far as I know, almost the whole entire time. Not just like a steady like bit rate or whatever, but like the resolution is like amazing. So like, I don't know what kind of equipment his team is using. I don't know what kind of VPN they're using either, because whatever VPN they're using, I would like to use that, because man, that thing is steady. So now that brings me again to another point. Overall, the thing that I really like about IShowSpeed being here is that people are candidly seeing the beauty of China firsthand. Not quite firsthand, vicariously through Speed, but still, they're seeing it totally, you know, uncensored. There's no heavy editing on Speed's team or censoring from his team. It's just totally candid live streaming, right? And as far as I know, the reception coming out of this is very positive. It was really cool to read back some of the comments in his live feed of people just being so amazed of how beautiful China is. Like absolutely surprised and amazed. I even saw people just like directly saying like, oh, I feel like I've been lied to like my whole life by Western media, you know, like this is not what I thought China was like. You know, a lot of people have these negative perceptions of China because of Western propaganda, right? And I think by watching Speed stream and the amount of exposure that he has because of his audience, and now his virality because of the stream, I think there's gonna be a big change in perception overall towards China. Of course, especially in the West. It's what now? It's pretty much April right now. Not pretty much, it is April right now. And I have a feeling this summer there's gonna be lots and lots of tourism here. There's gonna be lots of content creators coming here, and people wanted to see China firsthand, like because of this stream alone, simply because of his stream. And there's gonna be a big snowball effect for sure. There's gonna be more and more people coming here and traveling and putting content out and really showing how beautiful China actually is. And people will finally wake up and see that, you know, they've been lied to. And of course, you know, as a content creator myself who wants to show, you know, the beauty of China and the positive aspects of China, this is a really great thing. This is a really great thing for us content creators here in China, of course. So I'm glad to see that come out of this situation, or I'm anticipating that being a positive thing for content creators here, which would be nice. But again, really, like, the message I'm trying to get out there is just how amazing China actually is, and this is a massive step in the right direction, and this can only be a good thing for people who are trying to promote that. Okay, so now, there's definitely a flip side to this whole situation. Unfortunately, there always is. So I'm not too sure how many people have talked about this, who's covering the situation of Speed here in China. But one of the biggest things that I was nervous about, seeing how much he's blown up here and his success streaming here, is the onslaught of potential interesting characters that might now come here to stream. And if you don't know exactly who I'm talking about, I'm just gonna throw out some names there of the type of character I'm talking about. Johnny Somali, Ice Poseidon, and now Vitaly with the whole way he's been acting in the Philippines. Those type of characters. So if you don't know any of those guys, essentially they're just, what would you call them? The nuisance public disturbance streamer types. And not just on, you know, like a simple scale. Like, these guys are pretty much trying to make a whole career out of making money on just being as disrespectful as they possibly can be. Right now, Johnny Somali, he is facing some issues in South Korea with potentially facing jail time because of his antics over there. He also did some bullshit back in Japan as well. And as I mentioned, Vitaly, he's got some issues going on right now in the Philippines because he's being a complete jackass there. Ice Poseidon, I don't really keep up with him too much. I mean, I don't really keep up with any of them all that much. But I do know that he is on a similar caliber, and it's just those types, right? And because of how much success that Speed has had coming here to China, I'm scared that now these types of streamers are gonna see that and want to try to replicate that. And so lately, a lot of these nuisance streamers have been going to different countries in Asia. I already mentioned Japan, South Korea, the Philippines, and I think they all take advantage of the fact that in a lot of these Asian countries, they are very welcoming, they're very patient with foreigners and tourists, and yeah, they take advantage of that. They take advantage of that hospitality for their own financial gain. Blows me away just saying that people actually financially support what they do. But anyways, so the same goes for Chinese people. They show a lot of hospitality. They're so welcoming, so patient, and so kind overall. And I hate to say this, but I just know for a fact that a lot of these nuisance streamers are gonna take advantage of that. They're gonna come here and they're gonna cause shit. And unfortunately, you know, me just being little old small me, I can't really do anything about that except for put this message out there that hopefully people can spread the word. And I mean, maybe some preventative measures could be put into place, but I really don't see anything being done about it until an actual situation happens, unfortunately. So yeah, I hate to say that, but I think it's only a matter of time until these nuisance streamers make their way over here to China. And you know, I've only been here for about 7 months, so I really don't know how the Chinese police will handle situations like that as they see them happening. But I really hope that they put a stop to that. And I hope these nuisance streamers realize that they could face some real jail time here in China for, you know, causing the type of shit that they might in other countries that they have. Yeah, so I don't want to see these guys coming over here causing trouble, you know, not just out of disrespect for China and for the Chinese people, but I mean, selfishly, it will definitely have a negative impact, I think, on foreigners traveling and living in China. Who knows what kind of measures would be put into place as a result of those negative things or issues that these nuisance streamers cause. But I could see, you know, there being a bit of a fallout with that and an impact on us foreigners here in China. So, you know, I really don't want to make this video a negative thing because, you know, I think definitely the pros outweigh the cons in this situation of IShowSpeed coming here to China. I think it's going to be really great for tourism in China. I think it's going to be really great for those who live here in China and want to build up their content. But first and foremost, it's going to be an amazing thing for the perception of China being truly a beautiful place. So while I do anticipate those negative things potentially happening, and there's a high chance of them happening, they may not, but I just want to put my thoughts out there about that. So again, overall, I think this is an amazing situation. I'm very happy with the way Speed's streams are going, and I hope it continues to go that way. And I can't wait for people to actually come here to China to see firsthand just how beautiful it actually is. There is honestly thousands upon thousands, if not millions, of pieces of content out there showing the true beauty of China, and Speed is just another contributor of that, but on a much larger scale. So I'm very excited about that.
Welcome to China.
Thank you. I live here.
You live here?
I live here.
Where are you from?
I'm from Canada.
Oh, Canada. Okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about, you know...
You're a vlogger, okay? Yeah.
Yes. I'm talking about, you know, Speed?
Oh.
IShowSpeed?
Speed. He came to...
Yes. I'm talking about Speed.
Talking about him?
About him, yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye. See, there we go, Exhibit A, about how welcoming Chinese people are. And you see, he knew who Speed was too, which is a good example that of his influence, I guess you could say. So now I just want to ask you guys, have you been watching Speed's streams? And if you have, what are some of your favorite moments? And finally, I just want to say to you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and a comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button as well as the notification bell. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.